There's no other way for me to describe it other than my mind is blown by what gold and silver have done today, and all of the other metals as well. Let's talk about it as we explore. You know, we shouldn't really be surprised too much when we see the prices of gold and silver continue to climb, but I thought by now we would see somewhat of a slowdown at least in the uptick in the markets. But indeed, silver has breached the $54 mark, and gold has crossed over $4,300 an ounce right now. An amazing move for sure. Now, with these prices as high as they are, you may not be buying as much, and I understand if that's the case for sure. And you also may be a little bit hesitant to sell also because the prices could keep going up. But no matter what, you should check out channel sponsor Summit Metals. You can get to the website by clicking in the link below just to see what they have to offer. They've got a number of different services, whether you're buying or selling, so that you can be prepared for next time when you make that purchase, which is up to you. Experience their great customer service and fast shipping for yourself. But let's see what's happening. The markets are really going crazy here, and some of it is very difficult to really hone in as exactly why. But, Reuters is reporting that the Fed rate cut bets are what is driving gold to new record highs. It is now sitting up moments before the markets close, 2.5+%. Up over $100 gold is right now to $4,316 after reaching a high of $4,321.40. Silver is up almost 2%, up over $1 now to $54.14. It reached a high of $54.22 today. Platinum is up 2.7%, up $46, now trading above $1,700 an ounce. Palladium is up over 4.7%, up $72, trading well above $1,600 an ounce. And even rhodium is in the green today, up 2.7%, over $8,000. So it's a remarkable move for the precious metals today. All of them, everything is in the green. And honestly, I thought for sure we'd see a slowdown at least in the uptick in the prices. It does not appear to be the case. We're in uncharted territory with precious metals right now, and it is mind-blowing. Gold hit a record high for the fourth straight session on Thursday as investors flocked to the safe haven metal on brewing U.S.-China trade tensions and the U.S. government shutdown, with bets on interest rate cuts fueling the momentum, according to Reuters. Of course, Reuters, I don't necessarily take everything they say as a grain of, I take it as a grain of salt because, I don't know how much the government shutdown is having an impact other than the psychological impact on the markets themselves. And so that's what we're looking at there. Gold has gained well over 60% year to date, driven by geopolitical tensions, aggressive rate cut bets, central bank buying, de-dollarization, and robust ETF inflows. Of course, the rate cut bets are aggressive, or not really that aggressive. A half-point cut would be aggressive. In fact, here is what they're saying over at the Fed Watch Tool for the October meeting. There's a 96.8% chance that there's going to be a quarter-point cut as of the recording of this video, with 3.2% believing a half-point cut could be on its way. If that were to happen, watch out, all bets are off. Gold and silver are going to probably skyrocket even more from where they're at right now. It's pretty amazing. Now, on the 10th of December, that has changed. Those metrics have changed a bit more, with another quarter-point cut at an 82.9% chance, with 16.7% thinking there may be half-point cut from there. Can you imagine? That's a growing number there. That is a pretty aggressive take here, with that many thinking that's going to occur. And these bets are continuing into 2026 for the meeting as well, too. So we'll see what's happening there. It was pretty remarkable. A gold trajectory will hinge on the rate cut picture heading into 2026, as well as the developments around U.S.-China. If no deal is reached between U.S. and China, and the relationship continues to deteriorate, that could be the spark gold needs to cross the $5,000 an ounce barrier, according to Zane Valda, analyst at Market Plus at Oanda. Investors this week have stayed focused on the simmering U.S.-China trade spat, with Washington on Wednesday criticizing China's expanded rare earth export controls as a threat to global supply chains. And yes, and it should be noted that China started this latest battle. You know, it wasn't Trump. It was China that made that threat. Of course, there was other threats as well, too, with port fees and the like being charged. So that's where that is. Trump is responding with strength on that. Traders are also pricing in a 25 basis point U.S. Federal Reserve rate cut in October and another in December, as we've talked about. Non-yielding gold typically performs well in low interest rate environments, and this is why gold's going to probably continue to rise, as well as silver. Short-term pullbacks in gold are likely to be temporary, as bullish investors tend to use dips to re-enter the positions. HSBC raised its 2025 average gold price forecast to $3,355 an ounce on Wednesday, citing safe haven demand from geopolitical tensions, economic uncertainty, and a weaker U.S. dollar. Now, you might be saying, well, that price is a lot lower than where it is now, but keep in mind that's the average price for the year. In other words, they pretty much mean that it's going to continue to climb. That has raised the overall average. And it's climbed dramatically this year, so that makes sense. Meanwhile, the ongoing U.S. government shutdown has halted scheduled economic data, with a Treasury official warning it could cost the economy up to $15 billion a week in lost output. We shall see. And silver rising, we're seeing it go up again, that high of $54.22 today. It's likely going to continue to climb, especially if it tags and falls along gold. It's actually the worst performing metal today between all the other metals, but I still think there's some momentum there, and there's some pressure that I think with silver, especially with regards to the LBMA, that has not fully been worked out yet, but there has been some talk, there's been some chatter, at least to some extent, that we may see silver start to normalize the market as silver comes into the LBMA, those London vaults. So that is maybe part of what we're seeing here, why it's not going up any faster than gold right now. But the trading that we're seeing with gold is happening mostly in the late session here, with it reaching above $4,320 an ounce. But it's just amazing to see gold continue to climb. At this pace, it would not surprise me with $100 moves a day, and then within a week, we could see $5,000 gold before the end of the year at this pace. And with silver, who knows? With $1 moves, it would not surprise me if we saw $60 silver by the end of the year at this pace. Somebody had commented one time in my one of my videos that October is usually a crazy month, and I'm not as in tune with that kind of activity in the past years, but certainly it's bearing out to be the case this year in 2025. The October surprise is here with gold and silver. Remarkable moves. Now, obviously, gold has reached an all-time high when adjusted for inflation. Silver has a long way to go. My target for silver to reach an all-time high adjusted for inflation is a 2011 high, which were more closely related to what's going on then than we were back in 1980. In fact, there's some stuff that's happening in the silver market that we've never seen before. Regardless, that price would have to be $73 adjusted for inflation. But we're celebrating, we're hanging in there with gold and silver. And I encourage you to hold on to your metal, buy cautiously, buy with the intention and the understanding that it could fall at any point in time. What goes up must come down, at least to some extent. Where we get on the other side is going to be a very interesting thing to see. Now, on this channel, I'd like to bring you the latest news and analysis in the world of precious metals. So if you enjoy what I do here, I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, as I like to bring you the latest news. And I appreciate every one of you who have taken the time, especially recently, to subscribe to the channel and watching these videos. It's an exciting time in the world of precious metals. We're going to try to cover all the topics and all of the analysis here as much as we can. And so with that being said, I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.